How are you doing, everyone? I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. As you guys could see, today I wanted to do a video on this Bumblebee figure. This is from the Buzzworthy Bumblebee line, technically Studio Series Cliffjumper. I've been looking for this figure for a long, long time. I think him and Cosmos, who is a Walmart exclusive. This is supposed to be a Target exclusive, but he was also available on Hasbro's website. So I had given up on finding this guy. I'd been looking through all these different Target stores near me, near my job. I actually drove pretty far to a couple other Targets to see if I could find him. No luck. This guy just could not be found. I wasn't even sure if he existed. And then every time I would go on the Hasbro website, again, this thing just eluded me. They would send me updates via email saying, we have some figures that have been unavailable. You can order now. This guy was always sold out. That was the case until about a week ago when I actually got another email from Hasbro saying, "Hey, we have some figures back in stock." Decided to give it a shot and look for this guy, and lo and behold, there he was, available for purchase. So really happy to finally have this figure. So you guys know, if you've seen any of my older videos, I'm a huge G1 fan, so I definitely had to have the Cliffjumper with the whole new cartoon accurate deco. Anyway, here he is in the box. This is the Buzzworthy Bumblebee packaging. Here's some character artwork there. And then the back, here's the actual figure itself. Again, if you can read that, it says big screen inspired and scale detail. And you also get the cool backdrop. This is essentially Cliffjumper. I guess specifically they're relating this to the 86 movie, which is Moonbase 1 Destruction. And again, this is, they're relating it to when I think it was him and a couple of other Autobots were in Moonbase 1, and they have to sort of run away from Unicron, destroying that particular place. And yeah, but for me, this is definitely G1 inspired, so that's why I wanted to get it. Here's the figure itself on that side. And yeah, without further ado, let's open this up. Certainly have been looking for this one for a while. Okay, so here we are back with Cliffjumper out of the box. Already, I am pleased with the way this figure looks. I'm so glad I was able to get it. But in the box, you get this cool background that you normally get with a lot of the Studio Series figures. They always have some kind of movie-related backdrop that you can use for posing or in your collection. In this case, that's supposed to be, I guess, Moonbase 1. So that's something you can use. You get the instructions, this time in the yellow Buzzworthy Bumblebee colorway. This is pretty much the exact same transformation as the Earthrise Cliffjumper. Sorry. So if you have that figure, this is exactly the same thing. You even get the exact same accessories or weapons, rather, just in a different color to match a little more with the whole cartoon aesthetic. So you get this gun. You get two guns that look similar. These two little plastic pieces come in separate in the box, but you can also combine these to form that giant bazooka that he had in the earlier episode in the G1 series. And these can all be combined to form the bazooka. But there you go. And just to show you, here is the Earthrise weapon, pretty much in the exact same configuration there. So you guys could see that they are indeed pretty much the exact same thing, just again, different colors. So yeah, that's something you can do. Let's move all this stuff aside. Move on to the main character here, which is Cliffjumper there. And I am really, really pleased with this guy. I already own the Earthrise version, but I just had to have this sort of G1 inspired cartoon color app. I guess I'm a bit of a completist in that case. As I mentioned earlier, I had been looking for this figure everywhere, and I am very pleased with it. I love the fact that they've used a different color red than the Earthrise figure, so this matches up a little closely with what was in the cartoon, the Autobot insignia, which wasn't in the authorized version, the blue painted windows. I do feel that could have been done a little better. I know what they were going for with the cartoon aesthetic, but I don't know. I do think that could have been painted differently. But the different color in the forearms, in the arms here, the legs especially, I really do like that again. And then the red is different. Here's the back. This suffers from the same thing the Earthrise figure did, as in is a bit of a parts former. So this back piece here kind of comes off during transformation. I don't mind it too much, but it is something to note. As far as the cartoon app or the cartoon deco here, thumbs up. I love the way they've done it. The face is exactly the same, but I was surprised as to how a different paint app made such a huge difference for me anyway. So for comparison, here he is next to the Earthrise Cliffjumper, and I'll bring him in closer for you guys. You guys can see there the reds are different. You could see the difference in the shoulders. You have black shoulders here where these were red. The forearms are gray. The legs are gray. This is definitely at least the one I like the most, just because of the paint apps. It's more representative of, again, what I'm used to. And I think it takes what was a pretty good little figure and to me makes it better. Obviously, there you see there's no Autobot insignia on this one, but there is on that one. I do prefer this one in that case. Awesome figure. I'm glad he's in the collection. As far as transformation, if you transform this guy previously, if you have, again, the Earthrise version, then you know pretty much how this thing sort of goes. But essentially, you have essentially what is the front of the vehicle there in the legs. You're just going to open these doors. And then you're just going to slightly give these a bend here, this way. And then you can fold the wheels here in the front like that. And then you're already starting to see the front there looking like a car. You are going to turn the legs, the whole torso, so that it looks like that. And then essentially over here, you can, the chest here is on a hinge. You're going to pull that. You're going to take this front section and then fold it down, and then you can start to sort of see the car there and how that's going to take shape. So you're going to take this whole section, and then before you do that, we're gonna move these legs, the arms out, and essentially you're gonna fold this whole section in. After having the arms like that, you're just gonna fold this in all the way, and you're already starting to see that the car is sort of taking shape. Make sure that these are like that. The arms are like this, and then essentially you're just gonna make sure that they are facing down, and essentially in this orientation, like that. And you're just gonna try and tab in everything into place at that point. And just make sure that everything tabs in. There you go. So you can kind of see. And this is a part that, again, the original Cliffjumper toy also suffered from. As I said, he's a bit of a parts former there. So then you take this back section here, you fold that down, and then these two tabs are going to go in essentially the hands. And you're just going to fit everything in. There you go. Now here he is. From a car perspective, I like this. Obviously it's not really representative of what the car models sort of look like, but again, I think it looks awesome. I'll be honest with you though, in vehicle mode I actually prefer the Earthrise version. I think I prefer the darker red, and I think this brighter red with the blue windows doesn't look as good as the darker red with the these clear blue see-through windows. But overall, I am happy with this thing. I really do think it fits in really well. Okay, so before we close, I did want to do some size comparisons, and I also did want to share just one additional detail that I love about this figure. It's something so small, but right here on the waist, if you notice, this hinge part here is essentially a separate part from this waist piece here, right? And if you look at the Earthrise figure, they left the hinge part kind of all black, and then they painted it all red. What I appreciate about this figure here is that they took the time to paint the lower section, match it in black, and then painted the rest of it gray. I would have thought they would have left that all in red like they did here, but they took the time to paint that in gray, which I think is really cool. I know another small useless detail, but I think it makes me like that figure, this figure even more. But in closing, I think is worth it if you can get your hands on this one, and maybe, if you're a completist like me, you need to have every G1 accurate Transformers, and I think it's definitely worth it. But there he is next to Optimus Prime. Of course, had to put him there next to the Autobot leader so you guys could see the size difference. We'll move him. Here he is next to Jazz. Again, I think they fit in really well. Let's move Jazz out of the way. Here is Spike in his exosuit, which is another Studio Series figure. And here he is next to Wheelie, which, again, I think that fits in really well. That's really cool. Here he is next to a guy that I'm probably going to display him with, Bumblebee. I think they look really cool together. And then another Autobot right here would be Cosmos. This for me were the two hardest to get figures that I can recall recently. I think before this, the hardest to get was Earthrise versions of the Seeker Jets. But I think I had a harder time getting these. I had to go and get this one from overseas. I ordered it from overseas, and then this one from Hasbro. But I'm finally really happy to have those two together. Some Decepticon comparisons. Here he is next to Earthrise Starscream. So you guys can see the how they look there together. Here he is next to, let's move Starscream over here and put a Kickback over here from Legacy. Again, I think those look really cool together. That's Kickback. And then I had Dragstrip sort of laying around. So there you go, Dragstrip next to Studio Series Cliffjumper. You guys could see them there together. But anyway, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for joining me. I definitely think this figure is worth it if you can manage to get your hands on it. I do like it, as the Earthrise figure here is not so bad, but I definitely like that one the best. I think he fits in really well with Earthrise, Studio Series, Legacy here, with Netflix stuff like Bumblebee. Again, I'm so glad I was able to get this figure now. My only one complaint is that this is Target exclusive and also in Hasbro's site. So I really wish they would start to make these figures more widely available. Like, I understand it's just a repaint of an already existing figure. Most folks will be more than happy with this one. But it would have been nice if they would have made this available, or maybe in larger quantities if you're going to make it store exclusive. I've never actually seen this in a store until now. Actually, I've never seen this figure in person, sorry. Never in a store, never in person until I just got it now. So I really don't think it should be that hard to make these figures available to collectors or anyone alike. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your time. Another cool figure here. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Hopefully you found this useful. And again, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I will see you next time.